Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Madmen with the Box Live. We're here today to review a mummy on the Orient Express. What a bizarre adventure. But that's not until later.
That's the weirdest crossover between two films I've ever heard, you know? Like Kenneth Branagh Orient Express film with Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
And because we haven't introduced ourselves yet, we don't exist. I'm ProfPixel. This is OZChris, and below's the Joe Corallo.
We are all Schrodinger's madmen.
Yeah.
We may or may not exist until we're introduced.
That's right.
Thank you. I was really contemplating my life if I wasn't existing because I wasn't introduced.
It's important because your audience is growing so rapidly that everyone needs to be reminded every week
that we are here.
You are.
That's
Maranya, you gaslighting us? Jimmy's not here. He said he would be. And Pixel is dying.
Yes, I am.
Too many Baja Blasts. I told him
getting over the flu. But anyway, but before we get into our review later this stream, we have very little news to talk about.
We've got one that's kind of really important.
That's right. More Paul McGann. No, I'm kidding. No,
it doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. Stop. It's actually about, well, the BBC writers, they went ahead and they tweeted out that you can now read the scripts for most of New Who and the spin-off shows, over 200 scripts online. Ease of access.
Now I can hunt down. I can hunt down whoever okayed a lot of these terrible episodes. It's like, look what you wrote. But the main thing is, there's a few people not happy with one of them.
Oh no!
Because the script for the Star Beast was one of these that were put online, and it has Russell's description for Rose, and specifically putting the words choosing to be a woman. And a lot of people weren't happy about that. Because remember, she's trans. So a lot of people aren't happy about how that's worded. It's like, born a man, I think then age, likes this, choosing to be a woman. And it's like, I'll be like, Russell, it doesn't sound the best. Again, Russell's not trying to be, it's a learning experience for Russell. It's just maybe like I said with a lot about him doing his trans representation, maybe someone that is trans should have been with him the entire time to tell them maybe don't do it like that. Like his whole explanation about Rose's dead name and making it symbolic, and it's like, you don't need to make it symbolic, Russell. It's a dead name. We don't need it. Oh, it's connected to the word doctor, and it's like, I don't care. It's really not a good thing to highlight someone's dead name. It's not their name anymore, Russell. That's the whole point of it being, dead name. Well,
yeah,
one of the points.
It feels very 90s trans rep in that sort of way. Like if this came out in the 90s, I could see that being something they were trying to spin that would get people kind of be like, oh, but not now. No.
But yeah, if you want to read all the scripts, here we go.
They're online now. There was
I get to
one
read Love and Monsters again and again. That's the only important script we need to read. Love and Monsters. Hey, we can now do a proper script reading of Love and Monsters.
Ooh, content idea. You know, maybe for our big 400 subscribers special. That's
a live script reading of Love and Monsters. I'm going to be adding a few sentences here and there, but okay,
That's
I
fine.
agree.
You know, ad-libbing makes it all the better.
The Absorbaloff sexily walked up to Elton.
We'll get Jimmy back just to play the Absorbaloff.
Wait
say
a
that while I'm
second.
drinking.
Do you think Jimmy would be willing to lose the weight to play that role?
Oh, that's mean.
It is mean. It's not. I don't actually mean that. I just felt like it had to be. It was right there, so I had to take that.
You took it,
but like I don't mean that in any real or tangible way. So
no,
and
love
plus
Jimmy.
Jimmy's never gonna watch this, so
he's not here.
He's not going to show up. He's not going to watch it.
But no, Jimmy's great.
No, it's like that. What is it? It's like that. Not trend. It's like you see it in a lot, like anime and all that. You talk bad about someone, then it cuts to a scene and they sneeze, and it's like,
Yeah,
Wow.
he is there.
Lo
There we
and
go.
behold,
Oh my
Speak of the
God,
devil,
it's
and he
Jimmy!
shall
Jimmy's
Hey.
here. It's a miracle.
Hey.
Joe, looking good as always. Pixel,
Thank you.
Chris, you looking good?
Thank you. Fresh
Not gonna
cut.
lie, Pixel, you look rough. You look rough.
Yeah,
He's sick.
I am sick.
I've
As I
thought
said,
about
too
not
many
doing
Baja
that.
Blasts.
No. Anyway, yeah, we were just talking about the scripts.
Yeah. Have you read them, Jimmy?
I'm finding all this news out today. I just read this. And,
Yeah, so
this-
you can read some Doctor Who scripts, some Sarah Jane Adventures scripts. Did they say if there's any Torchwood ones?
I didn't see that. I only saw the Sarah Jane Adventures, and I thought that's a waste of hard drive space.
Oof,
What are you talking about?
oof.
How dare you?
That's okay. We got Doctor Who. We'll be okay with that.
Feeling edgy today, aren't you, Jimmy?
That's what you consider edgy?
That's it. Oh,
Yeah, all right.
Doctor
We,
Who is better than Sarah Jane Adventures.
We
Oh,
can-
call me an
No,
Call me an
I'm
edgelord, but-
not talking about that. I mean, just
we can get in. We can get into it.
the
That's fine.
dismissive nature. The dismissive nature.
You guys know I don't like Sarah Jane Adventures.
I actually didn't.
You just don't have taste.
Wow.
I see. I didn't watch it when it came out.
I'll be sitting over here with my much better Slovene.
You know, that is actually much better.
Next on the news is the Masters, the least of the Doctor's worries, and the new Fourth Doctor Adventures coming out called Metamorphosis, which will have the toy maker. What? But a new
The
female
toy maker should be more fear. I thought it was going to be Age.
You leave him alone, Jimmy.
No, it's cool. I showed my friend that I just got fired from my job, and it's
Oh
kind of
my
funny.
God, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's it's kind of.
So you're not going on comedy
They're right.
stages anymore?
No. I'm still doing that. But
I thought that was your job.
no.
I'm kidding.
No.
Keep
So
going.
my friend, he's also without a job, and so we were like, hey, we're both unemployed. Let's watch something. And I was like, you want to watch Doctor Who? He goes, sure. And so we started watching Doctor Who, and we got to the 50th anniversary, and dude, he started crying, and I was just like, why are you crying? He goes, I have my own regrets too. And I was like, stop being a bitch. And then I showed him the end part. I was like, Tom Baker. He goes, who's that? And I had to do a deep dive of Tom Baker. He goes, this guy's cool. And I was like, you're fucking right, he's cool. It's Tom Baker. It's a whole thing. So we're like, he thinks Matt Smith's autistic. It's okay. He's autistic himself, so he can say it. And so,
Okay.
yeah. So I was just like, no way. And then he started showing me, and I was like, oh shit, Matt Smith's doctor is just an autistic person.
You know, what other news is going on, guys? I'd love to
Well,
the
before we get to
news.
that, yeah, the big thing about this one is, the Doctor facing the Toymaker again, who is being voiced by Annette Badlin, who we know as one of the Slovene from Series 1. Really good actress, really good as a villain as well. She's done a few villain roles in Big Finish. Lydia West is also in this. And a lot of people thought she was voicing the Toymaker because they said, oh, female Toymaker, and they just had this image. And it's like, no, that's misleading. She's in it, but she's not
It's
the
so
Toymaker.
weird. I think this is actually going to be her first appearance in Doctor Who, because I think she's also going to appear in RTD's Doctor Who as the season 3 of Ncuti Gatwa's third season's companion, because she's been in like two
This
things
is
that
Huge speculation from you, Jimmy.
yeah, I
This
mean,
is like-
she's been in two things that Russell T Davies has done. Makes sense
that's
to
true,
me.
yeah. Was it Years and Years and It's a Sin?
Yep.
Probably, I don't know, as a no, actually, no. This is her second Doctor Who Big Finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was in the Donna Noble release
That's cool.
back in 2020.
Getting
So
that.
this is her second.
No, different one. Sorry.
Yeah, this should be interesting. You got Jeffrey Beavers as the Master. You got Toymaker. I'm wondering how they're going to work around the whole. Yeah, we haven't met since you were the first Doctor.
Well, basically,
Ooh.
you know, if you treat
Eh.
every other Toymaker's story like it happens after the giggle for the Toymaker, it makes more sense. It's just not for the Doctor, and we'll say that time space shenanigans. We shrug it off, just like we always do.
Well, that's all right then.
Oh, oh my gosh! I can't believe you, Jimmy, you beautiful bastard. Thank you.
Well, that's all right then.
That's a
Yeah.
good clip. That's
Finally,
a good
good Jimmy joke.
clip. Okay.
I'm
Next,
messing with you.
No, it's okay, Chris. I'm just gonna bomb Australia.
Good luck. A kangaroo is going to jump up and deflect the bomb.
Oh, you got Kangaroo Jack over there?
Yes. He's
By the way,
he's our
I'm just
mainline
kidding.
defense.
I'm just kidding, YouTube. I'm just kidding, YouTube. Don't ban us.
Missy is getting another release this May.
Woo!
Have you been missying her? Oh
You want to say that again, Pixel?
no.
Oh, Jimmy disappeared.
Yeah,
Oh, he'll be missed. We'll see him in 2 months.
he'll be missing.
Is this like a Missy thing he does? What's happening? Or is that a coincidence?
That was a coincidence.
There you go.
Okay.
But no, this should be interesting. I like the cover. I was a bit hesitant because it kind of looks AI, but it's just a very polished what is it? Composite. So that's why the face looks a bit shiny.
Guys, we're kind of doomed in that regard because we're getting to the point where it's pretty much impossible to tell. With
They
this,
yassified Michelle Gomez. I'm like, she's already great.
Pixel, where are you at?
my new apartment.
You got an apartment?
Yeah, this is what happens when you're not here, Jimmy. You miss out on the pixel developments.
Moving up in the world, bro.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
enough to get your girlfriend a green card?
Uh, Anyway, Missy, yes, causing this fun. Last bit of news is just more Paul McGann.
That's never bad news.
That's
It's
never
not bad news. It's just more Paul McGann.
Never bad news.
More
Yeah,
Paul McGann.
absolutely.
Definitely be checking it out. And it's living Helen this time.
Yeah.
There's a lot
So
of
we've had our little
his
gap.
time warp. Is like post movie era Eighth Doctor. And everyone's like, "Where's Liv and Helen? Are they all right? Are they safe?" You know
what? It's so weird looking at the new Doctor Who logo, and then because it's all supposed to be all centered, but because of the way it's designed, it makes it look off kiltered a little bit.
I think it's the H.
Is it the H?
It's the H.
It's the W.
I thought it was the W as well.
No, I think it's the H because it feels like it. The OCT and O and Doctor feels like it should be centered with it, like properly, but it doesn't really.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
both.
Classic BBC graphic designers don't know how to design anything.
I still like it. Anyway,
I like it when it's in like the box. I don't like it when it's just the words.
With the diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels weird when it's just by itself. It's just like, here's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be with the diamond. It's supposed to be like similar to the primarily, the Tom Baker era logo.
I like it without the diamond too.
Because it's weird, because then there's the variation of this, which is just it by like one next to the other, just Doctor Who. This is weird to have how many variations of just this logo, just for this one era that hasn't even properly started. Yeah, sure, we've had it for the 60th, but the actual new era hasn't yet to really start yet, the whole first new season. And we've had, how many variations of one logo? In less than a year.
Well, that's because that's what anything that does like if a business is undergoing a massive relaunch, that's the first thing they do. They go ahead and they try to figure out all the ways they can vary to put their logo anywhere on anything. Google does the same thing for their redesign.
Oh, wait, hold up. I think there's one piece of news. Did you guys cover the Doctor Who in Fortnite?
It's not real.
Oh, it's not real? Oh, okay.
That's what RTD said online.
Damn, that would have been cool, man. Actually, that's not even on brand though. The Doctor doesn't use guns.
That's right.
Unless you're Peter Davison and then you just pop Daleks anytime you want.
He doesn't get that.
And Cyberman.
Or,
True.
I don't know any other Fortnite terms. I barely know the one that I used. So, anyway, that's the news this week. That means we're ready. Hooray! Indeed, it means we're ready to talk about our review. Mummy on the Orient Express, a 12th Doctor story, right near the end, but not quite the end because there's still Flatlined and one other story I can't keep in my mind before you get to Dark Water and I can't remember the second part.
Death in Heaven.
Death in Heaven.
I said the episode you're forgetting about, which I don't blame you, is In the Forest of the Night. So
yeah. Everybody forgot about that one.
Everyone, because it's a terrible episode.
So let's not talk about the terrible episode. Chris, how about you talk about Mummy on the Orient Express?
Wow. Mummy on the Orient Express. So this is our first Jamie Matheson episode for the series, because he does the one right after it. So you get 2 Jamie Matheson episodes
We've done
in a row. This and Flatline. And I really liked Flatline.
Yo, they should bring him back. He's a good writer if those are the only 2 he's done.
No, they're just for the series, because then he did Girl Who Died and then Oxygen.
Who's the girl who died?
I think that's the first half of the...
Oh, that's right. That's the Viking
Shielder.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible. But the Oxygen, see, that one was interesting. I like that one. It's not that I love it. It was just interesting. So he's 3 for 4.
It's the much better Capitalism Bad episode than Kablam.
Oh yeah.
or like capitalism being weaponized.
You know what's funny is about Kablam real quick the premise of it is capitalism bad, and what's the first thing that happens in the episode? Jodie Whittaker's doctor bought something from it. They appear with the package. It's like, all right, you sure hate it, but man, you sure use it.
I know. I'm trying to remember. There's just another just very questionable part of that episode. It's just it was like I can't remember. It was either she said like it's the people that are the problem, not the system, or the people manipulating the system. It's something like that. And I think everyone was like, no, that's not how that works. But anyway, we're not talking about Kablam. We're talking about Mummy on the Orient Express. I enjoyed this episode. I enjoy it. I like it. It's fun. No, following up from, was it Kill the Moon? Which I don't particularly like.
Terrible.
And it's probably Clara at her worst. But yeah, following up from Mummy and the Orient Express. I like it. It's fun. It's got an interesting enough premise. I think Perkins is the standout character, the pseudo companion. I really like, chief engineer that's also been investigating it, and he's helping the doctor. He's fun. Everything about it. Yeah. I do feel like I know we have to, disbelief, throw everything out the door because the doctor is smart. I think the doctor being too quick to figure out everything right at the end, it could have been done a bit better. Or there could have been something else to it, because it's just like, symbol, same symbol on the flag. That means it could be a soldier. It's a soldier. We surrender. I feel like it's quite a leap. There's like, that thing has the same symbol as the scroll. Maybe the scroll is actually a flag.
No, to be fair, every time there's a countdown in a TV show, it's always down to the last minute. So it kind of makes sense. It doesn't bother me.
That is a TV trope.
It's not like it's gonna be like, I figured it out within like 5 seconds. We got some time to spare. You want some tea?
I feel like there could have been a bit more leading up to that. Then you could have that quick. He puts it all together at the end, because from the very little we get to it, it doesn't really lead up to the whole reveal that the thing is actually a soldier that's being kept alive. And if you surrender, that's how it stops. Well, but other than that, I really enjoyed the episode. It's fun. It's a good episode. I like it.
Yep.
Good.
Joe Morales?
Yeah, no, I really liked it. It's a really good mixture of classic Who and new Who elements in like one episode. It's a good balance of that kind of stuff. You could very easily see this story lower budget in like the John Nathan Turner era, like no problem. Like you would barely have to change anything outside of the continuity strictly dealing with Clara and the Doctor at that exact moment. You could easily swap that out with the Fifth Doctor and Perry, or Colin Baker and Perry. It could easily be Sylvester McCoy and Mel.
I was gonna say Sylvester McCoy is the one I see.
Yeah, Sylvester McCoy, and I feel like Mel specifically. Like I maybe Ace, but like I could easily see this being hands down the best Sylvester McCoy and Mel episode.
That's not a lot to pick from, so
yeah, exactly. So like I think that works really well, but it is that thing where it like combines the elements of both eras with, a lot of the good and like some of the bad. Like there is a lot of, it does fall into a lot of the less interesting stuff in terms of like the Doctor does the thing where he's like, I have an idea that the only idea I have, and it works right away. And, after analyzing everything, and, like that kind of stuff. It's like, it's all right, but like it, just leading out, sort of following up on what Chris was saying, just that, it's just kind of that lackluster conclusion where it's like, oh, I feel like we skipped a couple of steps for you to just like get to that point, and doesn't quite explain how this soldier is, trapped in this state, but is also like has powers beyond comprehension, really, like just like this insanely powerful entity that's slaughtered countless people. It's like, okay, it's a little much that it's sort of defeated by like, and again that bit of like, oh, surrendering, I'm sorry, it's like, really, the countless people it's killed, not one of them has been kind of like,
We surrender.
I give up.
Yeah.
To be fair, that wasn't the premise of the show,
Sure.
of that episode. The premise was
Yeah.
to show the Doctor's lost his, like, that piece of himself where he cares about others.
But no, not quite. Like, because he does, it has that moment where he's like, tell her anything. Go ahead and lie and say I can save her if you want to. But
He also has that moment where he was like, you're going to die. Might as well give me some information.
Well, yes, but that's still, I mean, other doctors have that streak where they reach that point. Come on, you got to give me more. And the doctor that was not the doctor, the professor that was dying was trying to help until the very end, and he realized, I want to bargain. I'm going to do it. It's like, no, don't waste it, because there was no way they could help him.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, kind of just building off of that, and I'll wrap up my thoughts on this. It's like, I feel like this episode could have, like, while I do enjoy it, it could have used like one more pass on that script to tighten things up a little bit, because there are points in it where it's like, I get what they're doing, but it does feel like it could have been handled a bit smoother and like done in a way where it didn't kind of feel like the Doctor was all over the place and then just get somewhere. Like, I think it could have been, I think one more pass could have tightened it up. So.
Yeah, he was acting a little autistic. I'm telling you guys, ever since my friend told me that, I can't unsee the Doctor just being autistic.
There are different.
Jimmy.
What does someone else think?
I can't. I can't believe.
Thanks, Joe.
Go ahead.
No problem, Jimmy.
Give your thoughts on Mummy on the Orient Express.
Who?
You, Jimmy.
Oh, me?
All of them.
Well, aside from the autism, no, I'm kidding. All right. I know Joe was uncomfortable. That's why I said it.
No, only me, no one else.
I can't. Well, I don't even look at Pixel. I'm not even looking at him.
I can't. I don't like looking at myself.
Yeah, dude,
he's under the weather. I mean,
yeah,
kind of some slack.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that later. I actually think if you needed to like show someone who's new to Doctor Who one episode of Doctor Who to kind of hook them a little bit, this would be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because it's like a pretty good. You don't need
It wouldn't
to know.
be my top 10, but I can kind of see it.
You don't need to tell anyone anything beforehand. Just
Yeah.
play this episode from start to end. You kind of understand the basics of the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I guess you're right. It did need a couple. I probably one more pass around the script because there's a couple things in it where I just go, there's, how do I put it? I think Clara was a bit over the top this episode.
Not my Clara. She's never over the top.
Nope. Not at all.
Well,
right,
to be
Pixel?
fair, this is coming off from Kill the Moon, so I think it's kind of warranted that she acts this way.
Yeah,
because it's her being like, yeah, I kind of forgive you, but I'm not all the way there yet.
Yeah, by all the way, get off her high horse. You're upset at him for just dying and changing his face?
No, I think it's more about what happened in Kill the Moon than that.
What part?
He forced her to basically decide with humanity.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Are we going
This
to
is
allow the moon
after.
to
This
act?
is dealing with it after. And that's why she's
Yeah,
like,
but she
I
was
angry
always
at you.
kind of pissed after he changed his face. It wasn't really the same. I know she hugs him at the end, but like, there's still some little resentment there, man. She thought she was gonna get, like a loving partner, and then ends up
Well,
getting an old grandpa.
traumatic things happen when the person that you adore suddenly shifts their entire personality and body all at once. They're supposed to be the same man, but they're a different man. Like that entire first episode, he doesn't act. He doesn't act like Matt Smith, other than when he yells, "You big beautiful woman" at a Tyrannosaurus Rex, which I'll always love him for. but it's still I don't know how I can say this in a way you'll understand. When somebody changes,
No, I'm getting. You really? If you think I don't understand, you think less of me. Pixel. I saw that look on your face. You think less of me, bro.
it's just he changed.
I know.
Well,
I get it.
An example, because you'll just say that 6 sucks, but 5 and 6 were vastly different for Perry, especially. But there was an adjustment period, and it takes some time.
Yeah, I get that, but we're like what?
But I feel like it's more because
6
of
episodes?
Kill the Moon that she acts this way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I mean, also, chill out a bit. It's not. She's annoying.
That's not how characters work, Jimmy. You can't just say stop it and they'll be like, okay. There has to be a development.
See, there was no development with me. My dad said stop, and if I didn't, I got hit. But we can't do that with women. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
What else is? What else should we? Who else has to go? Pixel.
No. But hold up.
Okay. I shouldn't.
The ending was beautiful.
The exploding train.
Yeah.
The conversation on the beach.
Yes, I agree with you. I do like the.
Yes, that was
the speech.
Yeah, that ending was good.
I just want to address Matt. The only reason the train exploded was because the doctor saved everyone and tried to hack into the train. Because otherwise, they were just pretty much decompressing. It wasn't set to explode, from what I recall.
Yeah, the doctor says that it exploded because he tried to get them all out.
It's done in this like kind of like weird way where it's like, are you trying to be like intentionally like ambiguous in the sense of
it felt like a lie?
It felt like it could have been a lie, and
Well, it does go into the whole like Clara lying to Danny.
Yeah.
Lying to the doctor that Danny accepts that they're traveling together again.
Yeah.
Or continuing to travel. So yeah.
Yeah, if there's someone who got undercut from this show, it's definitely Mr. Pink, man. Danny Pink should have been there a little bit longer.
Sucked.
Yeah, Pixel, do you like being wrong?
Danny has his moments, but
Danny's great, dude.
I don't think he would have worked any longer.
No.
He's a one-season character.
Yeah.
That's what I think about Clara.
If her entire season would have been half a season for one, but just to save the Doctor to lead into Day of the Doctor, that would have sucked as a character. She would have.
That was her entire premise.
That was the mystery, but she had to become someone after that. She had to be something more than just an impossible girl. She had to seek more. She wanted more adventure. They kept adventuring. And it's just, I wish we got more Bill.
You know what happened? You know, like that. I guess you could say that with like Martha Jones. Once she realized her premise of just not be, like she wants the doctor to be in a relationship with her, but when she realized she can't get that, she left. That was her premise of her story, and then she left. And then later on, we found out she joined UNIT.
I don't know. I think watching the entire world go ahead and become this apocalyptic place while your family is kept by the prime minister it's pretty traumatic. You know, she had to go through a lot of wars.
Yeah, it's not like Clara saw the death of 2.7 billion kids on planet Gallifrey.
Well, she didn't because they saved them.
Well, okay, to be fair, she saw both, okay? She saw both. She saw a crap ton of murders by the Daleks. And then she saved, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's different. It's a different experience. And the thing is, the whole point of these seasons is really about their relationship. They're not good for each other. They talk about addiction in this very episode, and they're both kind of addicted to the adventure together. They can't give each other up. It's bad, but they just want more.
Yeah, Joe, please enlighten us and tell us what's actually happening, because we need someone on the outside view of what Pixel's talking about.
I will say that before Joe has the floor, I do agree with Matt. I wish we got more Bill.
Me too.
Oh,
Not,
yeah, for
not
sure.
Spooky Bill, but Lady Bill.
You were just waiting for that.
I saw it. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking take it.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Why do I have to add anything to this? Good.
Clara, yay or nay?
Clara's, I think, I don't know. I'm going to throw, hot take here. I think Clara hung on a little longer than she needed to.
Yeah,
I feel like last Christmas
worth.
would have been a fine end.
Really? I think the Matt Smith Christmas one.
No.
That would have been a good one.
I feel like you needed that as much as I don't particularly like Clara post Matt Smith, especially in Series 9, but I feel like you needed her with Series 8 to drive that whole addiction thing that they're addicted to traveling together, and it's actually kind of bad for them. You kind of needed that, and then you had that little they've separated, but they're lying to each other about why they're not going to travel with each other. But then they briefly come back together to kind of like end the addiction, actually properly end it with Last Christmas. I feel like that's what it should have been, but then Series 9 had to be all.
You know, it would be
Clara
great if she stayed for the first episode of Capaldi and said, I accept you for being the doctor, but then said, but I think I'm going to stay.
No,
I think that would have been good.
Yes, you're the doctor, but I'm out of here. I feel like that's
kind of mixed messages.
Yeah, kind of mixed messages. Yeah, I accept that you're the doctor, but I'm not traveling anymore. It's like,
bro, have you ever? Yeah, never mind. I've already said some weird shit. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, maybe don't. Continue.
Well, overall, I feel this is a very good story. I enjoy it. I think it's just a lot of fun elements. Who doesn't want to think about a mummy killing people on the Orient Express?
If you think about it, this is the second Agatha Christie episode.
In New Who, yeah, technically, yeah.
And it's got a lot of good bones in it, and it's just I don't know what more I can really say. I enjoy the elements that it's dealing with in the mid-season. Like, okay, well, we're going to make this the last raw, but they can't really give it up. Clara says, no, he's fine with it. And that leads to where we reviewed Flatline, and she had to lie to Danny in it about being with the doctor. I mean, it's just solid. It's just a fun, solid, quick story. I wish the mystery was a bit more open for us to solve. I understand where Chris is coming from with the solving it all within 66 seconds, but that's important for the rush of that last minute.
Tension.
Yeah, the tension. But it's hard when you have a story that's based on, that's set on the Orient Express and you can't really solve it. You have to be guided through it, and you don't have any of the clues until they're told to you. It's a poor mystery.
That sounds to me like a lot of the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. They don't give you anything until the end where he solves it and he explains how he solved it. It's like
I haven't watched those films in years.
the first one's actually holds up. It's
I
actually good.
kind of forget that he was Sherlock Holmes.
A good mystery is supposed to give you clues along the way, and this does give you some very slight ones, but all the important ones that can give you any indication of solving the end, it isn't there.
Well, they're right at the end.
Yeah, because it's all
when
solved.
it's being solved. Yeah.
Yep.
So what do we think about there being, Millie? What's her name? Millie Gibson again?
Millie Gibson. Yep.
Yeah, that she's leaving after one season, and we're getting another companion the next season. I feel like that's what RTD did in his first run, and it was fun. But is that
Rose was there for 2 seasons?
But then it went one after, and then one after that.
Yeah, I guess.
But she's going to be in season 2 for at least reappearances. They've already been filming season 2 scenes with her.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why when it came out that she was quote unquote dropped, it's like, oh, she's only doing the one series. It's like, no, they just announced they were doing filming or production for the next series, and she's in it.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't make sense.
Huh.
But it's nice that Shooty has another companion coming. It's neat.
I think it could be fun. I'm most excited from what we've seen from like that little quick trailer at the end of the 60th. I'm most excited about that Beatles episode.
3 more months, baby.
Dude, what could you do with the Beatles?
Hold their hands.
I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I feel like
Live in the Yellow Submarine.
some of these like clips we've seen, it kind of feels like RTD woke up in the middle of the night with a crazy idea and then wrote it and then went back to sleep and then woke up and was just like, that's a good idea.
And Matt says, got to do a Paul is dead.
Yeah,
the actual Paul McCartney was replaced by Zygon. It's actually a Zygon episode.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Yeah.
No, that can't happen.
Yeah.
Why not?
Is that
It could
been a
definitely
Zygon
happen.
the entire time? Oh, so while we're at it, Yoko Ono, also a Zygon, sent to disrupt the Beatles.
No, that makes sense. That bitch.
Wow.
No, I feel like I seriously think she was there just to ruin the Beatles.
Chris,
Yes?
out of 10. Mummy.
Out of 10, I'd give it probably I'd give it a solid, like, high 7. Very high 7. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Yes, it does rush towards the end. We don't particularly get a resolution about Gus. I felt like that was just kind of forgotten. Like this very powerful person that is able to send messages to the TARDIS and also put a force field around it and get all these people to figure out the mystery of the Foretold. Because, yeah, we don't get a resolution to that. The Doctor's just like, oh, yep. They're kind of powerful, I guess. Given that the story arc throughout that is Missy, I thought no, watching it at the time when it first came out, I thought it would have tied into the whole like who is Missy, the whole Missy mystery, but it didn't. It's just its own little thing that just isn't answered. It's like, okay, fine. But even then, like I said, I really enjoyed this episode. It's a nice sit down, turn it on, enjoy it, have a good time.
Yeah.
Joe of the Crollos of comics.
Yeah, no, I was also thinking, I'll go with 7. I was kind of oscillating between like 6.5 and 7, but yeah, no, it's fun. I think kind of like it was being talked about earlier, like while it's not necessarily a great like episode to show someone to like wow them and like this is the best of the best, it is a very good example of like standard what you can expect, like above average kind of where it's like, oh, there's horror elements, there's sci-fi elements, there's jargon being thrown around. It ticks a lot of the boxes of what to expect from Doctor Who. So I do think it works that way too.
Jimmy?
I gotta go with just like a 7. I think Joe really hit it on the head. It's okay. It's a little fun. It's fun. Okay.
I'm going to go with 7 too. That's what I've been thinking this entire stream. I thought 7 was a solid number because it's in no way a bad episode of Doctor Who. But it's pretty standard. It's good. It's got a lot going for it. Like, oh, it's Doctor Who. Oh, it's on a train in space. That's just fun.
So
there's a mummy that only the victims can see.
What? Wow.
So we're all saying like about 7, right?
Yeah. We've all said
well, Pixel hit the clip.
Oh, I mean,
what?
Oh, well, that's all right then.
That's good.
Okay, I was about to say, do we have a clip that has something to do with the numbers?
We all agreed 7. Well, that's all right then.
Okay.
I
Just
wish
having a random McCoy clip would have worked. I guess, but,
Eric Breen said, I remember the Beatles breaking up. Breen said, I remember the Beatles breaking up. I was a depressed 8-year-old. 8? All right.
I wish this. Maybe if this episode was a little worse, I could have used this one.
Doctor Who, you utter bastard!
But no.
Well, if we were reviewing in the Forest of the Night, yes. Is that and I know both Joe and Jimmy agreed that this script could have got definitely had another pass through. In the Forest of the Night should have had multiple pass throughs. and then thrown into the bin.
So here's the thing. When I first watched In the Forest of the Night, I remember when it first came out, I was like out of Doctor Who, but my dad DVR'd all of them. So I was like, oh, there's a new Doctor. And I pressed this one. I think this was one of the first ones I watched of Peter Capaldi. And I thought at the time, it was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think much of it. And I still really don't think much of it. It's just, it's fun. Whatever.
I think it's dumb, especially the end when it's like the sister comes back, the missing sister that had nothing to do with the forest, and she just steps out of a bush and she's back, and it's like, what?
Yeah, that's stupid. But like, I like the idea of like, I love post-apocalyptic movies, and like I Am Legend I was a big fan of because you really got to see like New York overrun and like overgrown with like just like a bunch of grass, weeds, trees, all that stuff. I love that idea. So this is like just for me, it's just really kind of cool to see London like that.
I guess. I still think it's a really bad episode.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's good by any means. I'm just saying it's fun. It's okay. It's there.
I wish I could tell you more about it, but I do not remember it. I know I've seen it, but I can't tell you anything.
Danny Pink was probably the best part of it.
You know what? That's probably why I don't remember that episode.
You're just a hater, man.
He sucked. I didn't like him. He was.
I think you didn't like him because he was dating Clara, and that's what you wanted to be.
Are you saying I'm the jealous, the jealous viewer?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Anyway, that's pretty much our stream. We want to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back next week for something. What will it be?
Who knows?
Who knows? We haven't rolled the dice yet. But that's it for now. We want to thank you. We'll see you next time. ALLONS-Y!